Speaking of Jacksonville, guys, do you remember a guy named Wiggins? Who would like to talk about the JSU Fighting Gamecocks down there at Burgess Snowfield taking on the UTEP Miners 17-14, Dean?
I was shocked by that.
Webb goes 10 for 20, rushed for about 50. Jackson, 63, and then a touchdown. And this guy we're going to talk about, Dean, tell him about Wiggins.
Oh, Wiggins. Well, y'all know all about him. I mean, he rushed for 5,000 yards his last 2 years at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I saw him play live. I mean, he's awesome. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Brian Sexton. They did stop him one night. They held him to 93 yards. And but I'm telling you now, he got hit by that guy from UMS Wright, and he got hurt.
Well,
and they lost the state, but they did go to the state championship game. And but he's starting to show. He's starting to come in his own at Jack State. Yeah,
what a game he had. Wound up with almost 100 yards, had a touchdown.
Catch the ball, too.
Yes, yeah.
When this is the second year in a row that Ron Wiggins, I mean, like I hear him called Ron. What's his name? Ron Tabius? Is it Ron Tabius
I think
Wiggins?
So. Yeah.
And but nobody, I don't hear him referred to as that much. But he's starting to come in his own, and he is definitely part of their backfield all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, Wiggins, he even caught 20. He had 63 yards rushing and caught a bunch of balls, almost had 100 yards, had a touchdown too. And Webb, 55 on the ground. He throwed for like, it wasn't a lot, 56, 60 something yards or something.
They rushed for a couple of hundred, didn't they? Jack State did.
Yes.
But I think they're going to have a good year. I mean, coming out and doing that to the first game.
We know, we talked about that. We talked about that region.
Yeah.
Their Conference USA.
Yes. I think Rich Rod's a good coach.
Yeah. FIU. And
FIU's in there.
Kennesaw.
Yes. Kennesaw.
They're in that group too.
Who are some other teams in there? Of course, UTEP's in there.
Yeah. I had it pulled up a while ago. Conference USA teams.
Say that conferences have changed.
Louisiana Tech, Western
Kentucky will be good.
Yep. Says UAB.
Trent Dilfer takes over there. That's going to be interesting.
Yep. History Hall of Fame members, schools. Yep. Jacksonville, Alabama, Florida International, La Tech, Middle Tennessee, and Sam Houston State.
Huh.
And, of course, we mentioned Western Kentucky.
Tough conference.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it is. I know that's mid-major, but that's a tough conference.
UAB's not in that.
They're not.
Well, I don't see them on here.
I don't know. Are they in that AA American conference? Or what? Athletic American?
Liberty, North Mexico State, La Tech, and
Liberty's in the conference with Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Woo.
They're the guys.
Yeah.
They're going to be the ones to beat.
Well, the guy from Center starting on their team again.
Yeah.
Kyron Dupree.
Yeah, well, he graduated.
Oh, does he not got another year?
No,
I thought he had one more year.
No, I work out with his uncle up here at the gym a lot. They went to his graduation, what he was having back a few months ago.
Okay, I thought he was going to play one more year. I thought somebody told me they thought he was going to stay and play one more.
Yeah, he
ended up having a good career.
Yeah.
Started a lot.
Yeah.
At linebacker.
He's a good player. So congrats to JSU on winning their FBS opener. They almost give it away there at the end of the game when JSU had the ball. They go 3 quarterback sneaks. He put in another quarterback, took way about why, I don't know. They punted the ball away. UTEP goes down the field and both coaches didn't have a good showing there. It's like the last 5 minutes of the game, they both went brain dead. And he goes to throw it on 3rd and 4th, and they pick it to the end of the game.
I heard the talk. I heard somebody else saying that it's like both of them were trying to give the game away. Yeah. With Rich Rod, with his taking the quarterback out.
Why? He falls like on one play. So then there's like 2nd and 13 or something. Then they run a few yards and it's like 3rd and 7. What are you doing?
Well, and then
hand the ball off. They had played I know, and I'm thinking, let me be him. Okay, so let me think for a minute. They've played good defense all night.
They had. It's 14 points.
Okay,
it's pretty good.
So they've pretty much took care of them. The quarterback run for his life most of the time, and Quinn big number 90 up front. Shout out to him for JSU. They let him get in there at halftime late and get the game back and reach. But man, I just didn't understand the play calling, but it worked out.
Well, they said UTEP had a 3rd and 1 and threw it deep and had a 4th and 1.
Not a bad pass. I mean, he put it in the bucket over there. Guy probably should have caught it.
They were questioning the call.
It was single coverage.
That's the only thing when you make that call. They better catch it.
1-on-1, man. He threw it over the left corner.
Gotta get burnt.
No, he was on him. I mean, but he dropped it. It was over the, in front of right here.
Oh, perfect throw.
And the guy Jacksonville guy kind of reached around and tipped it just a little.
That's a big win for them.
It is. So
huge.
Congrats to Coach Rich Rod. So other college stuff. Yeah, let's talk about this for a second. The clock runs after a first down, except the last 2 minutes of each quarter. Now, that's going to make the game run by faster.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it should.
Yeah. So, if you're trying to hurry up, where you can get a first down and the clock's going to stop, that's going to stop you can't spike the ball.
No.
Okay. Ball spiking is over. Unless it's the last 2 minutes of the quarter, then it'll stop the clock.
Right. Last 2 minutes of the quarter.
So it's going to be more NFL like. You're going to have the game kind of ticking a little fast.
So what they're trying to do, hold on here, fixing this knees.
Geraldine, yeah, we mentioned that game.
So what they're trying to do is get these games down to 3 hours, right?
I mean, that's the man, Carlos.
Listen.
Yeah, we just did our first about 40 minutes on high school stuff. Yeah.
How'd he do the other night? I wonder.
Had a good night. Yeah.
I know
he's back. He's
1,800 yards last year, all purpose.
He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I like to see I like to go up there too.
Their whole backfield's loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, a quarterback, they're both running backs. I mean, they're just impressive.
Yep. There'll be a good game Friday night at 5. So it's going to move the game along a lot faster for the clock running, keeping the front game going. And
you like it, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
The last 2 of every quarter.
I've just kind of gotten the mood now where all this stuff has changed so much. He might as well like it. It's here. I mean, me complaining about it's not going to. Hey, you know what? Old Uncle Matt said he didn't like it. Let's change it back.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
Matt and Todd. Hey,
yeah, they don't like that. Okay, let's change it back. It's more NFL like, and we're just the game's moving along and the game's speeding along, so it's going to be more NFL like. So it is what it is.
I know people are getting tired of the games lasting forever.
Yeah, man, it's hard to sit there for
4 hours. We're talking 4 hours, 3.5.
Darn commercials! For God's sake, you come back, they run one play and they got another commercial.
Yeah, a lot of timeouts.
Good God, man. Also, Harbaugh self-inflicts 3 games. So he's going to.
That's admirable.
He said, I lied to NCAA, and I fibbed to him a little bit with the eating. So I'll set out the first 3, but he's got his assistants lined up. They got the plan laid out there. It's not going to be a big deal.
Not a tough 3 either.
No, they're playing like Cornwall Community College, Piggly Wiggly Northwestern.
Is it Riverside? Kenny's Fish Market.
Kenny's Fish Market Southeast. I mean, so it's
they do compared to Michigan.
And Georgia's schedule is
no disrespect to the teams they're playing, but they're not going to have a hard time winning these ball games.
And speaking of schedules, and I don't. Okay. Here's the thing with Georgia's schedule. And Birds, he came on and we broke down Georgia, and he knows the schedule's bad. Their fans know, guys. Even I don't even want to hear. They got Tennessee and Florida. Are they? They're going to have like 2. Probably lower ranked team. Tennessee's going to be kind of ranked up there a little higher, probably
Kentucky
because of how they was
ranked
last year. Kentucky probably later. They play them about mid-season.
Yeah.
But I'm just tired of hearing one. Well, they can't help it. They took Oklahoma off schedule, Georgia. They can't help. Yeah, okay, that's true. They can't help that they didn't get to play them. But what if they did? They went 6-7. They won 6 games last year. They lost to Florida State in the Cheez-It Bowl.
Yeah.
In a pretty good game. So what if Oklahoma would have stayed?
Was it really the Cheez-It Bowl?
Yeah.
I thought you was kidding.
So what would it matter if Oklahoma would have stayed on? Because I keep hearing that. Well, Oklahoma. Well, so what?
Well, what you're saying is Oklahoma's not. Which some people are acting like Oklahoma's going to be fantastic.
No.
I mean, I think they'll be better. But I don't think though. I think Texas is going to be better.
So I don't want to hear. I'm tired of hearing. Well, if Oklahoma, they would have been their schedule. They would have been playing a team that's ranked like 40th, and then their schedule is going to be okay. You'll be 120th FBS schedule out of 135. So their schedule like 130 this year.
It would bump them up, but not a lot. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. We're not talking about you added LSU,
right?
Or even A&M.
I don't know how the scheduling within the conference works. I don't get it.
Well, it's all going to change because next year there ain't going to be no East and West. And Georgia's going to get a big dose of everybody.
Alabama, Clemson, Texas.
Yeah, so they're going to get a big dose of it every year. We're not going to have this 130th ranked schedule. So you pull your starters at halftime. You can walk to the playoffs. They should be healthy, and that's the thing about winning in football. Not just being lucky, but being healthy, right? They're not having players hurt. No,
well, I said it earlier. I don't think Georgia loses a regular season ball game. Maybe one at the most.
Yeah. I don't see who. Just maybe Tennessee or Kentucky.
They'll still be in the championship game. And if they win, they'll be in the Final Four.
Yeah, because they'll win the East.
And probably if they lose, this gets on my nerves. Well, what if they lose in their conference game? Should they get on in anyway? I don't know. Maybe if it's close. They put Ohio State in last year who got beat bad. I don't like it.
Even when Bama lost, you don't win your conference.
Yeah.
But
we're fixing to be done with that.
Yeah. But if there's just nobody, man, good gracious, like the next team's like a 3-loss, USC team.
Yeah.
If you're going to put a 1-loss Georgia in?
Yeah, you got to.
You want to see a good game. So speaking of the University of Spoiled Children, Dean, tell us what happened with San Jose State. It was like 164-20 was the final score. Lincoln Riley has no lack of offense, but the defense.
Defense apparently gave up 100 yards rushing in the first quarter. But now I took up for them a little bit, didn't I, man? I'm like, how motivated were they to play this game? But what Crane and company are saying is that USC is not going to win it because this defense is just going to kill them.
Yeah, they're just not going to be able to. They're going to be in shootouts every week.
Every week, yeah. And nobody can stop Williams. He did great, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. But they don't have their schedule's, I guess, down the road tougher. But overall, it's not considered a terribly hard schedule.
Well, I'm going to say this.
You do have Utah and
Oregon and
UCLA.
I'm going to tell you this one. Remember I said this, show 200, baby. When they go to the Big Ten next year and they start piling in there and playing Purdue's, Iowa's, Wisconsin, Ohio State's, Michigan's, Minnesota.
Yeah.
These guys like that to knock your face off. Iowa ain't going to win a bunch of games. Or Wisconsin, maybe they're going to be okay this year.
Yeah, I think Wisconsin's going to be real good.
Let me tell you something. Them old boys will check you all for you.
Yeah. You don't think
and rotate your tires.
Good, do you?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to check you all and rotate your tires. They're going to know that they got hit because them old boys up north that just sit around up there and just play football and lift wagons and work out in the barn. I'm telling you, USC is going to be in a big surprise. They better get their defense figured out.
Well, they were on him. The show I watched, they were on him about their defense.
It's the same. It's the same team every year.
Well, they were great last year.
But when he was at Oklahoma, don't it look the same? It looks like the same.
Yeah.
This quarterback goes out, and he's 742 yards passing with 8 touchdowns, and 35 times he ran the ball for 100.
Right.
Well, they give up 49. They won 51-49, Ted.
Well, you give up 40.
It's terrible.
You give up 39 to Tulane and give up 40 twice to
Utah. Something's going to have to change.
Excuse me.
USC better give him some defense. All I got to say.
Yeah. Well, he's just recruiting receivers and
that ain't gonna work.
He's coached 3 Heismans. 3.
Yeah. Nobody's knocking his offensive ability. Yeah, but
Yeah. Murray Mayfield, and it's like somebody said the other day. How you gonna not give it to Williams again? He's gonna dominate all year.
Well, there's going to be some other guys that we're fixing to get into on our list. I'm going to bring this up. Notre Dame 42-3. Sam Hartman 19 for 23, 250. He had 2 bills and 50 cents. And then Esteem, he had 1 hundo rushing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, for 4 touchdowns, you got good running game. They look, let me tell you, I watched a lot of it.
Navy's not horrible. Are they going to be good?
Yeah, I think so.
Is Notre Dame for real?
I've heard that. And, you know, I'm not a Notre Dame fan at all. I don't like Notre Dame at all.
Right. No, I know. Most people around here don't.
Up front, you seen their guys, offensive line?
Mm-mm.
They look good.
Really?
About 3 of them about big as that couch right there. Big. They move guys off the ball. If they can protect him, Hartman's a good quarterback.
He's very good.
Okay, they got a quarterback. Now they got some new coordinators because of Reese, you know, it's a famine.
Right. I like Freeman. I mean, I think he's the right fit up there. I think they bounced back. They had it tough last year. They lost to Marshall early, right?
Yeah.
They come on back and did pretty well. Ended up beating South Carolina in the bowl game. But could this be a for real top 10 Notre Dame team? I'm not saying they make the playoffs.
It's hard to judge by just playing Navy. I know, and you know, because that Navy option, it's hard to.
I thought Navy would be better
because you can't. It's hard to judge their defense. I mean, how good? Because they're just trying to. You know, they're playing 8 or 9 in the box all day long.
Right.
Because they're not really spraying the ball out, so it's hard for me to get a look at Notre Dame's backfield. So it's tough to get a look
and have to do a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make tackles.
I think Notre Dame and USC. I can't put them in the top 8.
I'm not. They're not.
Either one of them a playoff team if we go on the new mod.
Yes.
New mode.
Yeah, sure. Maybe
both of them.
12 teams. Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're both going to win 8 or 9. They're probably going to both win 8 games.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and also real quick news, and we'll move into our top 25 here. We're going to argue about this for a minute with these idiots. It's ridiculous. Trey Lance, Dean, what about him going to Cowboys?
Yeah, I saw that.
Why?
I just want, in case it don't work out with Dak, I guess. But I thought they had that other guy.